It's James. I am the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you are here. Want to briefly touch on last night. I'm very happy with what I saw out of Oklahoma State. I saw both backup quarterbacks got a chance to get some snaps in. I love the fact that Ollie Cooper definitely got some good opportunities to run the football, had a 50-some yard touchdown. I love the fact that our second and third string defensive guys stepped up and held Arkansas Pine Bluff out of the end zone. They had a really good play, and they got the ball within like the 10, and they managed to force them to a fourth down, and then they kept them from converting it fourth and goal, and they turned the ball over on down. So great job, Oklahoma State. I want to talk briefly before I get into the results of the picks about the latest poll. Because my first reaction when I saw the coaches poll after church was, why the heck did Oklahoma State drop even though they won their game? It's only week 3. This is fine. Here's the thing. In order to move up, really, teams have to lose. We know that both Michigan and Ohio State are rated are higher in the poll than Oklahoma State. They're going to have to play each other later on down the year. Only one of them is going to make the playoff. We know that most likely, if everything goes as planned, there might be some people pulling strings to try to get this, but most likely Alabama's going to play Georgia in the SEC championship game. I really do believe that Kentucky has a chance to pull off the upset. I hope that doesn't happen, because if it does, there's a possibility that a one-loss Georgia team who didn't make the SEC title game could still make it to the playoff. I don't want to see that happen. But, you know, USC's got some tough games ahead as well. Washington proved that they're for real and deserve to be ranked. So don't worry about the polls. Oklahoma State is a top 10 team, which means they are projected. I mean, if the season were to end now, people are thinking that they'll end up in the Sugar Bowl. I'm hoping, I'm actually hoping for if they don't make the playoff, that they'll end up in the Cotton Bowl, because obviously I'm living in Texas right now. That may change, by the way. But anyway, let's get to the picks. Obviously, OU beat Nebraska. They did a lot better than I thought they would. Some people are like, well, you said 27-20, so you were wrong about that. I was wrong about the score, but I picked OU to win. Baylor beat Texas State. West Virginia beat Townsend easily. And Townsend scored no offensive touchdowns. That was a kickoff return. So good for West Virginia. Much better defensive performance. Iowa State beat Ohio. Tulane beat Kansas State. As much as praise as I've been giving the Wildcats, and then they got to go lay an egg. I'm telling you, not good. But this is the kind of thing that Chris Kleiman can use. You got to think like a coach. Can't think like a fan. Try to put yourself in Chris Kleiman's shoes. He can use this as an opportunity this week to teach them and show them that just because you got a power cat on the side of your helmet doesn't mean teams are just going to lay down for you. You've got to go out there and work. And he's going to show them this. And I believe that Kansas State still is a legitimate contender for the Big 12 championship. On the other hand, I think Kansas is called the Sunflower State. KU! Yes! I am so happy. And thank you for KU for not making me look like an idiot. But Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Yes, got that victory at Houston. West Virginia fans may start to realize, hey, we lost to a pretty decent football team in KU. So I'm hoping the Jayhawks. I'm going to tell you right now. I'll make my picks later on this week, but actually I'll probably have to do it Thursday because Friday is a travel day. I'm going up to Utah, and I'm doing it for you guys because I want to show you. Let's compare and contrast Utah Stadium and BYU Stadium to Boone Pickens. I promise you, you're going to realize if you look at those two videos and then you look at Boone Pickens Stadium, that Boone Pickens Stadium truly is one of the best facilities in the country. But good luck to KU. I am picking them to beat Duke this week, and they will start the season 4-0. Who would have thunk? Obviously, Oklahoma State beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, and kudos to the first stringers for just laying it on them in the first quarter, because that way your second stringers and even third stringers could get in the game in the second half. So good job. Texas Tech at North Carolina State. I greatly underestimated North Carolina State. I was wrong about that one. But once again, new coaching staff at Texas Tech can use that to show their players, look at these mistakes that you made. Playing football is a lot like life, okay? Playing football is a lot like life. Making mistakes is not a bad thing. Losing a football game is not a bad thing. There's an opportunity for you to learn from your mistakes and fix them. And they can do that before, going into their first game. I think they got Texas at home. So they'll be in a much friendlier environment. I'm not picking Tech to win that game. I'm just saying that if I'm a coach of Texas Tech, I'm going to use this film and use this as an opportunity to teach the guys, hey, you made some mistakes, and you're going to play some good football teams in the Big 12. We can't make those mistakes against those teams and expect to come out with a win. All right. Yes, speaking of Texas, they beat UTSA. I'm telling you guys, if you think teams like UTSA and even an SMU, who's a Group of 5 team, or who's some other pretty good teams, like a Coastal Carolina, you're like, well, they're not a Power 5 school. Those players, deep down inside their hearts, felt that they should have been recruited by Power 5 schools. The guys at UTSA, deep in their heart, feel that they should have been recruited by Texas or Texas A&M or Texas Tech or Baylor. So they played with a chip on their shoulder, and that's what teams like that are going to do. So you can't take them lightly. As fans, we're like, oh yeah, Texas is going to win by 30. You can't take teams like Texas, like UTSA, lightly. Quite honestly, I think it'd be kind of, if we can't get the 4 corner schools in Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah, I would honestly consider the idea of taking SMU and UTSA to put the Big 12 up to Big 14. And let me tell you why. Not now, not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, but eventually Texas is going to be the most populous state in the country. People are leaving California. They're moving to places like Utah and Colorado, even Idaho. Some of those people are moving into Texas. There's been such a mass exodus of people leaving California that they now have In-N-Out burgers in Texas. So that ought to tell you something. Texas is going to be the most populous state in the union. And if the Big 12 has several teams in the state of Texas, that's just going to help the Big 12 grow. So if you are going to take 4 teams from the West, I would take Arizona State, Colorado, Utah, because people from California are moving east. Utah's a growing state. Idaho's a growing state. Colorado's growing. both Arizona, Arizona's growing, so that's what I would do there. Anyway, overall, I went 7-2 last week. If you combine that with the week before, that's 16-5 so far on the season. I don't know what the percentage is off the top of my head, but I will put it right there. I am super excited about this trip coming up Friday to Utah. Just pray that I can get my brakes fixed. My car is actually in the shop. I had to rent a car using Turo, and they're not a sponsor of the show in any way. But I will tell you, my experience using Turo was really easy. I did everything through the app, and I got a little Chevy Sonic. Basically, I got the most fuel-efficient thing I could get my hands on. But tomorrow, hopefully, I can turn in my Turo car, get my car, take care of what I need to this week, and then go from there. Now, speaking of this week, since I'm leaving on Friday to go to Utah, I'll do my predictions on Thursday. I don't know whether it be, I'm trying to think. Either Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to skip a day. If you follow me on Twitter, I will make the announcement on Twitter whether or not I'm going to skip one of those 2 days. That way I can get some reading done for my PhD program. But I'm pretty excited about this trip. I want to make those videos of the stadiums for you guys. And ultimately, I've never been west of Amarillo in my entire life. So this will be an exciting experience. So the bottom line is this. Oklahoma State is now 3-0. They did what they needed to do with the non-conference schedule. If you're like, well, that's not a big deal. It is a big deal because Kansas State has got a loss. West Virginia has 2 losses. Texas Tech has a loss. Those teams, they would rather be 3-0 right now. Trust me. So we did what we needed to. Now the next step, obviously, win 3 more, get bowl eligible, and then shift your goal as to winning as many as you can and getting to the Big 12 championship game. With Baylor losing to BYU, I don't feel as stressed out about October 1st. By the way, I will be there. I do have a ticket for October 1st in Waco. Of course, there's not as much pressure to make content this week because Oklahoma State's got a bye week. This is our opportunity to really sit back and look at other schools and see how they're doing. I think that Texas versus Texas Tech game is really going to show us what the Longhorns are made of. I know they played well against Alabama. I want to see what they're going to play, how they're going to fare when they go into Lubbock. There's a lot of teams that do not like OU and Texas right now because they're leaving and going to the SEC. So let's see how Texas handles that hostile environment. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. And if you're brand new, please hit like and subscribe. Remember, if you wear orange and black, you're a part of Cowboy Country, whether you got your degree or not. So love you guys. Have a great day.